I love them.
I don't remember a thing.
So, when you, Nicholson, Rafelson, the four of you went up to Ojai, what were you smoking?
We were smoking pot. What do you think we were smoking? What else is there?
Must have been some good shit. When the idea was first mooted that there was going to be a feature film, did you have any conception in your mind what it might be? I mean, was there any thought, having done, at that point, 2 years of the TV show, did you have any ideas what it was going to be?
Yeah, well, no, but we knew what it wasn't going to be. It wasn't going to be another episode of the TV show.
And was that something that you all felt that you didn't want it to be?
Oh, except him. That one.
Don't point the finger at me. No, I have no idea, to tell you the truth. It was, to me, it's no different than the school play, you know, so I just went into it and just kind of listened to what was going on, and obviously, we at that particular stage, I think we'd been toured in Australia and Japan and England and Canada and all over the place, and we were all kind of very familiar with each other, and we knew each other's little, how to get to each other, you know, and we just all met out there and sat with Bert, Bob and Jack and talked about this thing, and to me it was just a continuation of what we were doing. I had no idea, you know, what was planned and how it came out. I still don't know what it was all about, to tell you the truth.
Peter, you say you knew you didn't want it to be another episode of the TV show or a 90-minute version of that. Was there a little bit of, not boredom, but was there a little bit of fatigue creeping in that you felt like you'd done that, or?
No, it wasn't that. It was just that we'd seen some movies made from TV shows at that time. I'm thinking in particular of a couple of shows, y'all won't remember this, your mothers might. McHale's Navy and Dragnet were two TV shows they made movies of, and they made episodes, basically 90-minute episodes of the TV show. And I went in the theater and I thought, why? What was the point? You know, it really wasn't any different from a TV show. You know, they're just longer. That's all there was to it, nothing but longer. And Mickey and I in particular were really interested in breaking the plane. I mean, we always said, you know, the business, I think it was, that was the best thing was in the Indians are surrounding, and they after Mickey goes, I don't want to do this anymore, and they walk through the backdrop. That's always shocking. I've seen it coming every time. It's always, wow! And you all went the same way. Wow! Because it's like, you sort of accept that it's a backdrop. If you look closely, you nudge your neighbor, it ain't the back, you know, it ain't real scenery. But to walk through it, that's just jolting. And that was exactly the kind of thing that I was thinking about at the time. And so we talked like that in Ojai, you know, and a couple of months later, out comes this script, and the script was not what you saw.
I thought, really, when we first started it, I wasn't quite sure what was going on, because it was always very confusing. You know, we really didn't, we just walked into it and sort of made things up as we went along and just laughed all the time. And they said, you know, if you don't stop laughing, you know, when we're making the TV show, we're going to have to close it down until lunchtime, you know. So I used to whip round the corner, have a couple of beers and come back and sort of, you know, whatever. But I thought we were going to make, you know, we're looking at it now, I'm thinking we were going to make something like, you know, Ghostbusters or, you know, Indiana Jones or something like that. I wasn't quite sure that we're going to
Now there's a movie.
You know, it's a shame, really.
As Indiana Jones.
You know, looking at it and seeing Mickey Dolenz, you know, who is an absolutely fabulous actor, you know, and a great singer. No, I'm not an actor. I'm a character of myself at this point, you know. The only guy that plays Disneyland for the last 15 years, you know. Nice. But, you know, I'm just looking at you here right now, just checking you out here. You know, you remind me so much of Obama at this point. They're the only two guys I know that can whisper in their own ears. It's like unbelievable.
I get it. It's a big ear joke.
Yeah,
Joke about the big ear.
Yeah, right.
can't tell because I cover them up like this with the hair and like that. I always have it. Why the long hair? The ears. You may have them.
They're about to fall off.
When you talk about the script, I mean, you mean you improvised wildly around that script?
No. The script was, well, when I say that you didn't see the script, when they first wrote the script of Bob and Jeff, one of the things they did was each of the four of us got out of the box in his own way. They never showed Mike's. I don't know whether they shot it or didn't, but
he didn't show up for his part
some of the time. But his bit was to con his way. Hey, all that hey, hey. That's Mike doing Jack. Hey, what is hey? He's doing Jack, and Mike, the big. What was the name of that guy? He had the hat in the guard, the big Asian guard, had the hat in Odd Job. That's right, same character, same actor.
Harold Sakata.
Mike walks out of the box and, hey, come here, starts talking to him. Next thing you know, we're running away. And that was Mike's bit. And mine was to, hey, it doesn't matter whether we're in the box or not, don't you understand? I'll tell you how boom, that's how we get out. And Mickey, you only saw a bit of Mickey. See, our universe starts in our brains and it just goes every direction until infinity. Bob told him to say anything. Say anything, Mickey, just say anything. Well, the universe starts in our minds and goes into, that was the way Mickey gets out of the box.
Was it a post-rationalization because there was a lot of talk after the film in the 70s and 80s that this was an intentional way to demythologize the Monkees, to enable you to get out of that box that you were in? Is that kind of was that in retrospect that was seen as a rationalization, or do you think there really was any of that going on with Rafelson perhaps? This was a way for you to break out of that
I think
Monkees
it was
box?
more a way for them to break out of the box than it was for us.
Yeah. We think that Bert and Bob wanted to kill the Monkees.
No, really, they had, there was no place else for it to go other than for us to maybe, there was talk of us doing a show similar before it happened, Laughing or something like that. That's why at the end of our second, Hell's a Pumping, yeah. That's like the second series. Where we all sat around at the end and we all chatted and talked and to see if we could, and of course we could, that's what we did, and for the most part, they brought in, I thought the thing about the TV show was they brought in people like, Hans Conrad and Jerry, and Jerry
Blavitt?
No, Blavitt, yeah, but Jerry Colonna and all that stuff, and Hunts Hall and different people that were sort of Rosemary and all that stuff. I thought that was kind of cool that they, let us at least, sort of work with people that were, pretty much...
Brush up against the pros.
Yeah, brush up against the pros, yeah. But it was interesting because as we went on with the TV show, all of a sudden Mickey was directing and writing, which he's very capable of doing, and Peter was writing...
no, not writing, but I did direct
music and... Yeah, it was cool.
Music, yeah.
And things like that. And Nesmith, it was very difficult at the time because he was always much of an againster, and it wasn't sort of like... It was very difficult to sort of, convince him to go and to do certain things. So it was always like pulling teeth, It was so long ago, so it's hard to remember. And every time I tell a story about the Monkees, I add a little bit to it, It's what we do with all our stories, So we
Get better as time goes on. I'm not so sure,
and longer.
I'm not so sure that Michael was an againster, as you said it so much, as he was just all about being in charge himself. He didn't want to be told what to do because it meant that he wasn't in charge, which is sort of, he had to be in charge of, still does.
From the beginning, even the badge, where, there was no promotion done. There was no, they didn't, as Peter said, wanted to continue with it. And probably quite right at the time,